What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris is in Pittsburgh, and Dan is in Florida um, for a bachelor party. And we haven't heard from him. So, hope he's all right.
I think conventional wisdom, or the immediate reaction people would have is like, uh-oh, what happened to Dan? But I think he's good. I think if you're at a bachelor party, you should lose track of time.
That's true. You should. Because if you were talking too much, that means it's a terrible bachelor party.
Yeah. I think, normally this is like, hey, window of opportunity to shit on the person who's not here this episode. But I'm not going to do that. I'm happy that Dan's probably hungover. Good for him.
No, I'm happy he's happy. Because if he were talking to us too much, even if he did send us a clip, which we asked him for, like, I would have been like, wow, you had time to do that? Damn. Must suck. So
sick party, dude.
Yeah. So shouts to whoever's getting married, because like you're obviously doing it big down there in Fort Lauderdale. So shouts to you. But anyways, today on the Brunch Breakdown with me and Chris today, we're gonna be talking flag football, something I didn't think we'd ever talk about, but we are, because good Lord, Team USA whooped on the pros, and we're gonna talk about that. Chris has got some movie stuff that he wants to get off his chest, and we got the NCAA tournament to talk about too, because that's been fun. And I have a fun dad brunch special that you guys are gonna love or hate, or, I don't know. We shall see. It's the Brunch Breakdown. It's bottomless brunch today. We got topics all over the place. So, Chris, let everybody know where they can find this thing.
Yeah, you may love it, you may hate it. That's the theme here of the Brunch Breakdown. And you can find us anywhere. You can love us or hate us wherever you like to spend your time digitally, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube or any of the other places you can watch or listen to podcasts. You can find us there. Hopefully, leave us a rating and a positive review. But if you hate it, you should leave a bad review, because we want to know. I'll be honest with you, I've never read our reviews, but if there are bad ones out there, you know what? No, I was about to say we'll take it in mind. We don't care. But leave one, and we appreciate it. And we also give our music recommendations in a little playlist on Spotify called The Sounds of Brunch, which you should check out, updated every Friday when Dan gets around to it. And I think that's it. I took it more seriously this time. Normally when I do this, I'm just like, Google me, bitch. But I think I'm not going to do the Kurt Signetti thing. I'm going to say, like, no, these are the specifics. You can find us just about anywhere. And we hope that you do.
Beautiful. Well, Chris, it's been a week. Get it off your chest, my guy.
Yeah, man. So the NCAA tournament's going on right now. And, it's still like, it's so great, man. I know last year's tournament was like kind of chalky. I think 4-1 seeds made the Final Four. But to me, it's not about like who gets to the Final Four. It's about all the stuff that happens before that. I'm this way in like almost every sport. Like in college football, as the regular season winds down, I care less about it. In the NFL, as you get closer to the Super Bowl and then to the Super Bowl, I care less about it. I like all the craziness that happens that gets you to that place. And so, yeah, love the NCAA tournament, March Madness for the Cinderellas and whatnot. One of those upsets struck our household rather strongly, and it is the fact that Wisconsin was beaten by a team called High Point. Okay, now I'd never heard of High Point before, and if you haven't heard of High Point, you should actually go check them out, because they're basically like a 5-star resort the kids go to college for. I saw that they have like a steakhouse on campus that students can go eat at for free just so they can learn about fine dining. Like, this place looks incredible. Anyway, that's not the point. The point I want to make here is that they beat Wisconsin, and my wife's not happy about this, due in large part to a kid who had literally not made a 2-point field goal until the final basket of the game, where he made a 2-point field goal to beat Wisconsin. This kid just shoots threes. And that's one of the cool things about college basketball. You can have players that do one thing, but in college basketball, the talent is so spread out. If you got one guy who does one thing really good and the other team can't stop it, you could make it to like the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight or the Final Four. It's really a lot of fun. So this kid just chucks threes. And then he made his first 2-point field goal. The thing I want to get off my chest though, like I think the upset set was awesome. I wanna really like we talked about college athletics, the craziness around college athletics, how nothing makes sense anymore. And I just gotta say, this is the point. This is all that rambling is to get to this point, Didi. I think I've solved the eligibility issue in college sports.
Okay.
I think if you get to the age where you can rent a car, if you get to the age where you're no longer allowed to live on your parents' health benefits, I think that means you're too old then to play college sports. Like you're officially based on everything that society says to us at that point, 25, 26 years old, you are an adult. Right? We say you're an adult at 18, you're really not an adult at 18. Are you an adult when you graduate college? I didn't act like one. So no, I would say probably no. But like once you get 25, 26, and I say that because this kid who cannot miss three-pointers is 26 years old. He
Yeah.
has been to six, if I remember correctly, six different universities to get 4 years of eligibility. Like I think that's the line. He's playing college basketball and he can't even be on his parents' health benefits anymore. Like he can't be independent. We got to cut it off at some point. And it's just a little bit ridiculous. This guy in college basketball, like Didi, you could show up, be 18 and be one of the best players in the country.
Hmm.
Okay? This dude going up against 18-year-olds that he's 8 years older than. He's been
Yeah.
practicing that shot for 8 years longer. His brain is fully developed playing against kids who their frontal lobe is still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, we can't do this. This is it's taken the joy out of it for me to find out the dude that is like the fun player in the tournament he should already have like his Roth and 401k set up. Like it's too much, man. So I think that's my plea to the NCAA, to college sports, to Congress. Once these kids can no longer be on their parents' health benefits, once they can rent a car, aka when they're 25 or older, that I don't care if you've played all your years of eligibility, I don't care how many times you've gotten hurt, you're done. You're done. You're done. Give somebody else a chance to play.
Oh man. I think like Auburn's team last year was an average age of 24.
That's ridiculous, dude.
And that's who won the national championship last year, I believe. Um, but yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's just these guys are just getting paid, and it's so funny. The NCAA could have 30 years ago, once like digital cable happened, and that's when all sports, not just college sports, but pro sports, that's when everything just went because television contracts, and that's what it all became. And but especially in college sports because the kids weren't getting paid, so all that billions of dollars were going to nowhere. If they would have just been like, okay, you're gonna have if you stay for 4 years of college, you're gonna have I don't know 200 grand in your bank account. All of this is gone. None of this is happening right now because every single person would have been like, hey, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars when you're done with college. It's like your first year, you're going to have $100,000. You stay for 1 year, stay for 2 years, stay for 3 years, 4 years, whatever. And you're going to have a certain amount of money in your bank account when you leave college. Everyone would have been like, yep, that's cool. Perfect for college sports. And none of this would have happened. But instead, they were like, nope, let's keep the kids broke. Let's keep them broke. And let's take all the money. Let's give coaches salaries of $15 million and all this shit, give the players nothing. And now you have what you have now, which isn't just players making millions of dollars, but you have players who are like, yo, if I can get another year of eligibility, I can make some money at High Point and then I'll graduate. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like because this kid knows he's not going to the NBA. He's not playing in internationally. He's not playing anywhere. He is going to be playing in the Enterprise Rec League at LA Fitness. That is what he's going to be doing, this guy. So it's just about making money. And like if just playing at one school for 4 years would have given you a certain amount of money when you graduated, all of this would be gone. But now we have 27-year-olds. We got dudes who played in the G League, who never played in the NBA, are now going back to school because they're like, I mean, I never played in the NBA, so I can come over
Technically.
here. So I can come over here. I got eligibility, and and now we have this whole issue, man. It really does stink. But man, dude, because the High Point coach is only 37 years old. He's
Yeah.
37.
Does he should see if he has eligibility left, dude.
Dude, seriously, he's 37 and that kid is 26.
Yeah,
It's wild. That's
I
so
know.
close.
And like, so this is a different sport, but I think this applies. Like, not a lot of people knew 10, 15, 20 years ago, like why were Utah and BYU always so good? A big reason is because in the middle of college, these kids would go on their Mormon missions
Yeah.
and they would take 2 years off and then they would come back. And so like Pitt would schedule these series with Utah. And that was back when you and I were covering college football. And I would look at these rosters. I'm like, how do they have so many 26-year-olds on the team?
Oh yeah.
It's because they like, and so like now, but like now BYU probably has like 28-year-olds on the team because everybody else has 26-year-old. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not fun. It's just not fun. I don't like it.
It is funny just being like, man, these kids are just old. But then like you look at Duke's team and it's just like, the Boozer twins who were like 18 and a half.
Yeah.
And and then but you look at the rest of you look at all these other schools and it's like, man, these kids are old as shit. And they've gone to so many schools. God damn, man. At some point, these kids are gonna realize, I think there's gonna be one thing that I think people are gonna realize. And it's probably gonna take one or two kids to do it, but like staying at one place for 4 years or for 3 years is gonna be better off for you in the long run
They
than
have
going to
to they
six
have to put a
schools.
system in place to make that clear. I agree with you because
I
there's
think,
always been like the thing where people say like, oh, if you're good there, you'll like you're made for life. Every time you come back to the community, like the
yeah.
community supports you. That's cool. But like the universities need to build in financial incentives with these like deals, and now they can pay players and stuff because like
Hmm.
they have like the salary cap now. Like they need to incentivize that because I can't even get into college basketball anymore because like the all the rosters they completely change every year.
Oh yeah.
And like I
Like,
like to know who I back when I was a huge basketball fan, like I would get invested in and like you knew the next kid was coming up and like you could play it, but like I don't even know who the players are anymore.
no, it's true because what's funny about it is like any player who is not 26, I guess, and is on a mid-major that did something in the tournament, or maybe they just had a really big game in the tournament. All I'm thinking about is, oh, where's that kid going to be next year?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're like, think about like, we're 20 years removed, I think, since Steph Curry had his first NCAA tournament run that took Davidson to the Elite Eight. Steph Curry, because of the rules we have now,
Hmm.
is not playing for Davidson next year.
You
He's
go from
going to Duke, he's going
yeah.
to Kentucky, he's going somewhere because you can just leave the school and play the next year. He's not playing at Davidson for 2 years. That's the stuff that made the NCAA tournament great. We saw, you know what I mean? Like I know you're not a West Virginia fan, but people got to see Pittsnuggle for 3 years in the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? It's like you get to see these players, whether you watch them all, you may not watch them all regular season at all, but in the NCAA tournament, you're like, oh, the players are here. Like Adam Morrison is here. Like all these, you know what I mean? Like that's what made the NCAA tournament great, is that like you had these guys that were familiar characters that you got to see, wreak havoc on major programs for like at least 2 years. And now anybody who does well, someone's going to throw them a bag and they're going to be playing for Texas next year.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah,
then it's not as fun. So
exactly.
I still like the tournament. I want it to come
Oh,
off like I don't, but like
same, love it.
it's just kind of a little bit like, oh, I can't believe who is this dude? I got to find out more about him. Oh, he's been in college for 8 years. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's why he's good.
Yeah, we can talk about this High Point thing at another time, but yeah, they have a hibachi, they have a steakhouse,
Yeah, it's
they have
insane.
a airplane that they practice networking in, so it's like their library's the
It's
airplane. That's insane.
insane.
Okay, I am I'm here for go High Point. Shouts to High Point. That's like when Florida Gulf Coast like did their run and then everyone looked at their campus and it's like the most beautiful campus in the world.
Right?
But
Yeah.
yeah, like Jesus Christ, man. All right. All right. I want to get this off my chest. I have to say, back to daylight savings again. Um,
You can't get enough of it.
I can't get enough of daylight savings, honestly. I can't. And I just can't believe how many people hate daylight savings. A lot of people don't like it.
Who?
And
The
I,
farmers?
dude, so farmers, listen, I will listen to any farmer and what they have to say. But these people aren't farmers. These are just annoying people at my daughter's school.
Wait, what are we in right now?
Spring.
No, I know that. Because I do sometimes get confused. Because is daylight savings when it's darker earlier?
Yeah, like we just got this a couple weeks ago.
So we just finished daylight savings.
No, yeah, we just well, isn't aren't they the same? Don't they just call it daylight savings? It's just like it just changes.
I don't know. I'm
I don't
I'm
know either.
so
I just call it
confused about
daylight
it.
savings.
So there's the dark early part and then the
Yeah.
dark later part. So
Yes.
you're saying what people don't like the dark later, like more sunlight?
Yeah, they don't like I don't know why I hear more people bitching about more sunlight later. And I'm like, you don't like it be you like leaving work at 5 and it being dark?
That doesn't make any sense.
And then like some people, like my wife, leave for work and it's dark and then leave and then go home and it's dark. They never see light. Like they never see sunlight. And I like, so that do you think that's good for you? But I've just heard so many people complain about it. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like this is the most it's just ridiculous to me. I'm like, they're like, I just wish it was like it just would do this in the summer or something. And I'm like, why? Then they'll talk about their kids' sleep schedules or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine for like a week. I
Yeah.
understand you being mad or whatever, but like, the good outweighs the bad. Like, the fact that I can throw them fools in the backyard for like 3 hours after school makes me very happy. In the dark, can't do that. Not playing basketball out front in the dark, not doing it, you know? So I need people just to be happier, man. I feel like the whole world is just angry right now. And like I and I need people just to like cool out. We don't have to be angry about everything. There's no reason to be angry about daylight savings, you know? It's like, I got it. Gas prices are extremely high. It sucks. It really sucks. It seems like it's gonna get shittier. I get it. But let's be happy about the things that are actually good and aren't going to change. And that's daylight savings. That's sunlight till 8 p.m. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's take a deep breath, look at the good things. Take a deep breath,
Look at the sun.
everybody. Look at the sun
Just stare
and
into the sun.
just stare at it.
It's good for your health. Yeah, so I love it being lighter later. Uh I do think there's like a very brief period in the summer where the sun is out past like 9 and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
that's yeah, like that's a little excessive. But
No.
like that's such a short period of the summer. Like I think all the way up to like 8:30. I don't know. It puts me in a nice mood, man. I can't tell you like being able to just go outside, go outside feels so nice. Like it's gonna be in the 70s here today, and it's just everybody's happier. And the
Yeah.
kids get to play outside. Everybody's happier. Um I don't see any benefit to it getting dark at like 4:30. It just that is the absolute worst. Like you
It
said, then you're just living in darkness all day, every day. And then in most places of the country, when that's happening, it's also too cold to go outside to begin with. So I don't understand how you could be upset about sunshine and rainbows and flowers blooming and kids playing. Like if that's your issue, man, you gotta take a hard look in the mirror.
yeah, it's just I just think the world is it's messing up your brain and I get it. I get it. A lot of things are stressful right now. But the things that like are good, no one can control that. No politician can take away our sunlight. None of them. None of them. Regardless who you voted for or who your neighbor that you don't like voted for. They can't take away sunlight. All right? They just can't. So just enjoy the sunlight, please. We
Yeah.
don't have to bitch about sunlight. It's like there is it's yeah, I think it's just people needed something to bitch about. And I'm like, you guys, it's sunny till 8:30.
It's beautiful.
What are we doing? I wish it was sunny till 11 o'clock. Like I wish it was like, where is it? Is it in Australia that they get sunlight till like midnight or something?
I don't
Like
know. I,
what
I know
like
it's like wild in Alaska.
oh, okay, maybe it's
They
Alaska.
have like
Mother A.
days of sunlight on end, but then they trade that off for days of
Trash.
darkness. So
Yeah, just yeah. But I would like to experience that. Give
send
me
all
that.
your yeah, send all your friends who are pissed off. You send them up to Alaska, and that'll right the ship. They'll clear their attitudes up real quick.
I'll send them to you because it's 70 degrees, so I know that means it's gonna snow next week. So,
You're not wrong, brother. You are not wrong.
oh man, let's get into Bruce Day. Chris, what are you sipping on, dude?
Dude, I had the very last not expired, non-alcoholic IPA in our household. And so Katie and I had a serious talk about like we need to stock the beer fridge up with both types of alcohol for the summer because
Yeah.
eventually it will be nice consistently. So yeah, it was the Untitled Art Juicy IPA. It's a mess. We got to stock back. I'm not. I mean, as you know, I'm nowhere near the drinker I used to be, but I still do enjoy a nice beverage on a nice spring summer weekend. And
Yeah.
we got nothing. We got nothing. Well, the only thing that we have that's not expired in our basement is a bottle that used to have vodka in it that Katie's dad made into rum runners, and it just has a post-it on
Oh.
it that says rum runners, and it's like I need to get something else before that is my last option. So taking recommendations from our audience if anybody thinks I should buy something.
Well, if you are into the pre-mixed cocktails, I did a shoot with Cutwater this week in San Diego, and they gave us a lot of you don't drink when you're on set, by the way. So spoiler alert, when you see people with alcohol commercials, no one's drinking on set.
That's
Like
illegal, isn't it?
yes, it's illegal.
Yeah.
No one is drinking on set. It is a very big deal. If someone even takes a sip on accident of a drink, it is a whole like shut the thing down. So it is a yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyways, they gave us a bunch of it to take home because they were like, well, we don't want to take any of this stuff home, so take it. And their mango margarita from Cutwater is fire. It's just I love pre-mixed cocktails, especially when they're good. Some are not good, so I'm not saying all brands are good, but the Cutwater ones are good. There are a couple other brands that are good too, but like I just love being able to snap open the can, put it in your glass, with some ice, garnish it a little bit, whatever, and and it's just like you made a margarita, like and good. Like it's great
Feels
because
good.
I don't like being my own bartender, you know? Like there are professional bartenders for that, but I don't want to go to the bar every night. So it's nice whenever I can make a margarita at my house. Cutwater helps me with that. So
It,
yeah.
there's no shame in simplifying that process, my friend.
No, no. So whenever you go stock up, grab a 4 pack of some Cutwaters and just so you have it just when you're like, you know what? I want to do something a little different
Yeah.
tonight. Throw it in there.
Don't you kind of feel like there's like a very like it's not in your face, but it's kind of like a like in the atmosphere judgment when like you're not gonna make the drink yourself, you're just gonna buy the fast and easy. I feel like some people judge that, and I'm just like,
I listen. We do a podcast with somebody who definitely judges that.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
yeah, he 100% judges
I
that.
wasn't
There's
even thinking about Dan, but you're right. He probably would yell
yeah,
at me.
Dan would 100% yell at you, but who cares? Like let let him judge, and but no, no, let him judge. But no, they're great. I love no, and the I forget who makes the old fashioned. I'll tell you ever, but somebody that Bullet makes the old fashioned premix that's really good. But then there's another one that I found online and like did it, and like that one is awesome. I'll tell you which one it is. I forget what the brand is, but they make the best one, and that is like honestly the best premix of cocktails because who wants to have all that shit that you need to make for an old fashioned? Like no one wants to have all that stuff in their house to make one old fashioned
Oh,
on a
dude.
random Saturday night. Like it's insane to have bitters and all this shit just in your house all the time. Like no one wants that.
Katie's brother Mike has like all that stuff, and he does such a good job making them.
Yeah,
But it does look like so much work. I'm like, thank
so
God you're
much.
here to do this for me, because I if you were at my house, I wouldn't be doing it for anybody.
No, no. It's like because people who loved me because I used to have a friend. I had a friend that used to do it all the time, and he just would just sit there and just craft it. And
They
you're
love
just
it though.
like, yeah, dude, you have to love it. Like you have to love it. Like peeling the orange, doing it all. I'm like, I'm not doing that for my best of friends. Like no. So no. Good God. Man. All right. Well, cheers, Chris. Let's get into the main of the menus. Well, flag football?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to talk about this, and I'm going to read just a few snippets here from a recap of this. But there were flag football matchups over the weekend between Team USA, which is like there's an actual Team USA flag football, and then
Olympics.
yeah, so it's
Yep.
coming in the Olympics, right? And so I think a lot of people are confused or or worried. And we talked about this on the podcast when they said flag football was going to be an Olympic sport. And then like I remember the members of the Team USA flag football team spoke out saying like they should be the flag football team. And we were like,
Yeah.
you are not Joe Burrow. Okay, you are not the like what's the Tyreek Hill. Like you are
Yeah.
not Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson. But it's important that we talk about what happened over the weekend because they are making us what's the saying? Eat some crow. They're making us make our own drinks ingredient by ingredient, Daniel, because it did not go the way that I think we thought it would go. The headline here: flag football matchup between Team USA and NFL players didn't go as expected. Okay, and the first matchup of the day was between Team USA and the Wildcats, right?
Hmm.
A game that Team USA is the non NFL players. Team USA won 39 to 14. Early on, it became apparent that the biggest skill gap on the field was Team USA's ability to rip out flags, which is tackling in flag football. That's when the play stops. So if somebody's running with it, they can run until you pull out their flag and then the play gets blown dead. Um, After beating the Wildcats, Team USA took on the Founders, whom they outscored 43 to 16. Okay. So we're talking about like 80 to 30, 85 to 30 NFL players getting outscored at this point. In the final game, Team USA got a rematch with the Wildcats again, which Team USA won 24 to 14. And this last piece I'm going to read you, Didi, might be the most damning piece of it all. Uh, Over these three games, the only drives that Team USA did not score a touchdown on were drives where they kneeled out a half.
Yeah.
So, um, maybe Team USA should be Team USA.
Uh,
That's what I'm landing on. And I didn't watch these games live, but I did watch a lot of highlights. And I'll admit, when we were talking about flag football many episodes ago, I was kind of picturing the Team USA players to look like, have you seen like the what's it called? Like ultimate the alt is it
Oh yeah.
ultimate
Ultimate
frisbee, which is
frisbee.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
on a football field. I
Yeah.
was kind of picturing our players to look like that. The Team USA flag football team is very athletic. Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing that was clear to me was like the NFL players are massive, but in flag football, it's much less about like, forcing your way through and breaking tackles and all of that like head to head physicality. And it's a lot more about like agility, speed, pivoting, turning. And the NFL players could not handle that. And Team USA was just like dancing all over the field. So, if nothing else, I just want to come in here and say I'm sorry and I was wrong and I should have kept my mouth shut. You don't judge a book by its cover. And I did, and I was very wrong.
Listen. shouts to Team USA because they talked so much shit. That guy who was the quarterback,
Yeah.
he talked so much shit back when we talked about this. Like he was like, "I'm better than Patrick Mahomes. I am this. Like we will represent the country. Blah blah blah. It is not fair. All this." Shouts to you, sir. But the one thing I remember that I said, and I was like thinking about this all day yesterday when I saw this shit, I was like, I do remember saying, NFL players, you probably should sit this one out because and just wait to see if you have to come and be like the saviors of it rather than just come in and be like, we're gonna take it and then lose. Like you gotta let them fail first. Then you can start throwing the NFL players in there. And but they showed yesterday that we don't want any of you out there. Like none of you out there. So yeah, it's a different sport. It's a completely different sport. It's not, and they just look like they were playing a whole different sport. So
Yeah.
and then the press conferences afterward look so sad that we're just like, well, we like Tom Brady's like, well, this is we'll have a squad out there that shows up and gets ready everywhere, but these guys are some of the best athletes in the world. I'm like, you weren't saying that yesterday. Like you look like you just got beat, like beat
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, to me, man, this was like it if you took an NHL player and then you were like, well, you skate on ice, go figure skate.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, you're both on ice, but these are two different things. Or like if you're like you take Michael Phelps and then have him do synchronized swimming.
yeah,
He's he can swim,
he's
you're
in
in
the
the
water.
water,
Yeah,
but he can't do what they're doing. So it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I do feel like so I know the talking point now from the NFL players is gonna be like, well, we have what three, four, however many years to work on these skills that now we know the things that we're not good enough at and we're gonna get better at them. It seems like clearly like pulling the flags is something they need to work on, which you would have assumed they did prior
yep.
to this. Um, I could be wrong about this, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if the Team USA team is the team that goes to the Olympics, but they try to like put one or two NFL players on that team just to like draw some interest. I think the Team USA team would hate that. But it's like how when we do hot like obviously not this past Olympics, but the one before that, there were no NHL players and
Yeah.
nobody really cared, right? So I almost feel like they kind of have to like add some like put Lamar or give him Tyreek Hill or somebody just to like to like bring in some the interest of the NFL audience because if there's nobody, it is a completely different sport. I don't know how many people are going to care.
Dude, I'm with you on that. I wonder, and especially since the Olympics are here when they're doing this, because the whole
Yeah,
reason they're doing football in the Olympics, I don't know if it's going to even be in the Olympics in 2032, because no one cares about football other than us, right?
right.
So I do think they're gonna do that, but I just wonder who it will be that is like, I'm going to do this because now that you think it's like the names that we're mentioning, it's like Tyreek Hill is old now.
Yeah, it's
And in
true.
2 years, he'll be older. Like Lamar Jackson, I believe, turns 30 this year. So that means he'll be 32 when the Olympics happen. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be the guy that does it. It would be somebody younger, maybe somebody who's in the draft this year, something that has notoriety or something like that. They'll be the person that does it. But yeah, they're going to do that. They probably can't help themselves, but to do it. But they definitely don't need us
No,
to
they don't. They
they do
could
not need us.
they could probably benefit from like one pass catching threat
Yeah.
from the NFL. Like at the time, whoever is the fastest wide receiver, put him on the team, and then millions of people will watch. That guy
Yeah.
also has to understand and accept like you are a role player. Like sure, you are Jamar Chase on Sundays, but here you are wide receiver 7. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to be okay with that, but you get yourself a gold medal if you can just suck it up and be part of this.
Yeah, because it was fun seeing OBJ reach up with one hand and catch a touchdown pass. That was cool. So
Yeah.
like, somebody who can be an end zone threat, that'd be fun. But it's just a completely different sport. And they saw that yesterday and man, how They just look so sad after. Like, wow, we really just got beat.
Yeah. It makes you realize the NFL is like not as fast as you sometimes think it is. You know what I mean? Like the
No,
pace of play is quite slow in the NFL. Even
Unbelie
even with like the no
unbelievably
huddle
slow.
stuff. Like it's quite slow.
Yeah. Well, no, the reason the no huddle makes a difference because of how slow the
Right.
NFL is.
Right.
So, like, doing it in half the time that is already slow is the no huddle.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So,
That
it's
is
like
true.
the ball's never in play in the NFL. So, yeah, it's something. But man, well, shouts to flag football. We'll see how this whole thing goes. And shouts to that quarterback. I forget what your name is, but you know,
That's the thing. If
for
if
today,
there's
you are better than Patrick Mahomes.
if there's not an NFL player on Team USA flag football in the Olympics, nobody will remember the names of the people on the flag football teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tell me one, not to drag this topic out longer.
I know.
Tell me one player on Team USA hockey, not this Olympics, last Olympics.
Oh, I got it. If you don't know, I don't know.
Nobody knows. But like this year, everybody knows Jack Hughes now, right?
Yeah,
You gotta have a star on that team. That's all.
no, it's true because it's not because doing that it's like it's not when you take the pros out, it's not like college hockey is very popular for people who know college hockey, right? Like the Frozen Four always sold out, huge crowds, all that shit. They do it all the time, but no one knows who any of those dudes are.
No.
No one knows who those dudes are. It's like it's not like college basketball here, where you could field you could be like, all right, we're not gonna have pros in the Olympics anymore for basketball, but like you would know who these people were if you did it just with college players or players who are about to get drafted in the NBA. You would know who these guys were because of how we care about college basketball in that way. But like you can't just do it with nobody. So no, can't do it. Well, Chris, I sent you a video.
Yes, you
It's
did.
us too. It's dad brunch. We haven't done this in a while, and this is something that I have been holding on to. Been like, you know what? As soon as it's me and Chris, I want him to throw this up here and play this for the people because I need your opinion on this, guys, on this, period.
I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous.
You'd be nervous. Here
Let's
we go.
give this a try.
Let's pack my daughter's lunch. Today she's having filet mignon, topped with sour cream, a little caviar and chives, crispy smashed potatoes, sauteed asparagus, cherry plums for dessert, and a little dark chocolate.
What the hell was that?
This is a guy by the name of Tyler Gann who posts these lunches that he makes for his daughter on TikTok. And they're all like that of some sort. And I want to punch this man in the face. I hate him so much. I don't even know what he looks like. I hate this man so much. I want if I
Speaking of
found out that he
people,
was at my daughter's school, I would punch him in the face at a pep rally. I would be
speak,
like, "Yep, that's him. Got it." Punching him right in the face. Done. I hate this
speaking
man.
of people being a little too angry these days.
Oh, I hate this man. I hate this man. I like no. Do you want to be angry? I'll put all my anger out on him. On him. Th- this is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, and you know why? No kid wants this for lunch. No one. There's not one kid on earth who wants this for lunch. So if this is not just you just going viral on TikTok because like I get fed these videos because the algorithm sometimes is like, ha, rage bait. I know he's gonna use this on the podcast one day. So we're gonna do this. Like oh my God, dude. I hate this when I see it. What do you think as a dad? How do you feel about this man packing this lunch?
Man, like I got a lot of thoughts and feelings and I'm still trying to process what I just watched. I agree with you that like I don't think most kids want this.
Most none.
Yeah, I being in the fitness space, I also get inundated with things about like, obviously parents and families doing things a bit differently in for the sake of health. And so like I think about this stuff a lot with like the snacks I'm feeding my kids, the meals I'm feeding them. Obviously, when you have young kids, they go through periods of time where they're just like, I'm not eating what you made me, right? And then you have like the battle of figuring out how to manage that. Like we'll have some phases where my kids will live on snacks because they just refuse to eat. Um, and so when I see this, man, I one of the things that went through my head was like, I remember my parents packing me a lunch and like I would go through months of just like not eating it, and my friend Eric would buy me pizza at school instead. Um, so that could be happening here. That could be that could absolutely be happening here. Like, yeah, you're sending this with your daughter, but how much of it is she just throwing in the trash?
I I couldn't agree with you more. Like that's what's happening here. Like this girl does not want caviar and filet mignon. At, I don't know.
Dude, these crunchy fitness health folks are a different breed though. And like if you talk to
Dude,
this guy, he would probably tell you like all the specifics of why he's sending his daughter with rare red meat in a lunch container. Like,
you
but let's also think about the negative health benefits, the negative health outcomes that could be coming from that. Because like, how long is that rare ass fillet sitting in a metal container until she actually eats? Like, is that healthy?
and you're throwing that in a backpack.
Yeah,
Like this isn't being delivered. Like this is this is gonna be thrown in a backpack sideways.
yeah,
Gonna be thrown up against the wall into a locker on the ground, all the places. And when she opens that lunchbox, there's just gonna be caviar spilled all over everything.
yeah. Disgusting.
Absolutely
Do
disgusting.
you like your dark chocolate with caviar on top? Idiot. Now I'm getting
Do you
mad.
do you like your dark chocolate with just like rare meat juice just on top of it?
It's disgusting. Yeah, I don't like this. And like this also probably isn't the right take from a fitness professional, a health and fitness professional. But like I also do often take into account like optics for my kids sometimes. Like I don't want them to constantly feel like they are on the outside looking in. So
Yeah.
like when the other kids show up with a fruit roll up and my daughter's eating caviar, wishing she could have the fruit roll up, and then the kids are making fun of her because she's like cutting steak with a fork and it. Like, I don't know. There's optics too. Like, you don't want your kids to be ostracized because you have. I would consider this like maybe not the best relationship with food.
I I didn't think about it that way. And that is amazing to just think about a little girl who is eating caviar and is like, I just want a Lunchable.
Right? Right?
I just want a Lunchable.
Like, I think that's, you have to like, I know as parents we get kind of like we dig our heels in on certain topics, but you also got to think about like how it impacts your kid, right? And
Yeah.
so I don't want my kids to eat Oreos, but like occasionally I'll give them a few Oreos because their friends eat them and they're delicious and they're a kid and it's okay.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't know, man.
Siobhan always has to stop me because I'm huge on I want if no one could ever drink pop in my household, I would be the happiest person on earth. Like because I drank so because as a kid, the one thing, but I was a very active kid, right? So like it's not like you ever knew it was like whatever, but pop was the thing that was always around. We would play 4 games of basketball and then just go drink soda. Like all the time. We just drank
Yeah.
pop, 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 non-stop. And then it wasn't until I was like 20 something, I don't know, somewhere in the early 2000s, whenever I was like started talking on the radio every day and I kept losing my voice. And they were like, and I went to a doctor and they're like, hey man, like you got to like stop doing everything you're doing, like everything. Like you got to stop drinking pop, whatever. So like I, in my head, I was like, all right, Pop's got to go. Kids can't drink it. But then now I have like a 7.5-year-old and kids are drinking Sprite. And I'm like, no, she can't have Sprite. And then Siobhan's like, yes, she can. There's nothing wrong. And then Siobhan will tell me a story about like somebody who went to college and all of a sudden just like couldn't have stuff when they were like until they got to college. And then all of a sudden just like gorged out on everything they couldn't have when they were a kid. And I was like, oh, all right,
Dude,
well, I guess give her the Sprite then.
that was me with Pop. That was me with
Okay.
Pop. And
Well, there you go.
for our listeners not from the southwestern Pennsylvania area, we are talking about soda, by the way.
So, oh, sorry. My
So
bad.
everybody understands
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that.
because we do have listeners all over. Um, my parents would not allow us to have it. And then when I got to college, all I drank my freshman year was Pop. And like I kept
Well,
on getting these massive headaches. And I didn't know why. And then people were like, dude, you're dehydrated. You're not drinking any water. And I didn't know it could have that impact on you. So I kind of think about that too. It's like, yeah, you don't want your kids to feel so deprived that like then they all out like because that's what could happen in a situation like this. Like you're sent to school with caviar every day, and you're like, what does pizza taste like? And then you get to college, and that's all you eat every day. And so like your parents had well intentions to set you into health, and then they just fucked you up for your 20s. Like it's you got to consider that.
oh
It's
my God. And it's not even like good pizza. It's like the cafeteria, like it's the whatever. It's just like your dormitory hall's pizza, and they're just destroying it. They're like, dude, like you never had Papa John's? Like what?
it
Like
opens the floodgates.
it
Yeah.
just oh God. But yeah, yeah, but that's yeah. Your story is exactly what Siobhan told me, and I was like, all right, I gotta cool out on my no pop stance.
Yeah.
But
Everything with moderation.
yes, everything with moderation. But yeah, oh my God. All right. Let's any final thoughts on the NCAA tourney, Chris? I know you have a couple before we get into
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, so there's always like a theme, right? There's like a theme that develops that you couldn't have possibly predicted. And I don't know if it was last year or the year before that dude I forget the team, but the dude, the really dorky looking like assistant trainer
Oh,
kid,
from McNeese State. Yeah.
the
He
boombox.
made an appearance this year too, but they lost.
That was such a fun story. So like this year for me, I don't remember the kid's name, but the Rec Specs kid for St. Louis, who he
Yes.
looks like the most unathletic player in the entire NCAA tournament. And is, this kid is the 42-year-old at your local rec center that's been playing pickup every day.
Yeah.
He
100%.
is he is unbelievable. You never expect it. He's like the guy where, we're picking five to go 5-on-5 at the rec center. Some older dude has like a knee brace on and he's got a thing on his elbow. You're like, all right, whatever. And then he is passing the ball in ways that nobody on the court could have conceived you could pass a basketball. This dude is doing that and shooting threes and dunk. Like he's my favorite player to watch. And I think they're already out, so no more of him. But it was very, very fun.
They lost yesterday. Robbie Avila is his name. I was wanting to make sure I got his name right because I was like, it's Vila or Villa or something. But yeah, Robbie Avila is his name, St. Louis. But yeah, they lost to Michigan yesterday. You know, they lost to Michigan's the number 1 seed, I believe. So,
Yeah.
and they got destroyed. And it looked like Michigan really wanted to make sure that they just like took him out. But this guy has no definition whatsoever. There is not one cut on his body, like not one, nowhere. And this guy, but no, he will be owning people like he will be owning people for the rest of his life in every rec league everywhere he goes for the rest of his life. And and he got to play in the NCAA tournament a couple times, I believe. So yeah, no, shouts to Robbie Avila. And I that made me happy to see someone who looks like that get to be the star of a team. It's like that's what makes college great. It's what makes it great.
And he's
Like,
probably a normal age too.
oh yeah, she actually is. Wow. Okay. This guy. It's pretty crazy to just look somebody's stats and be like, he played from 2022 to 2026. He's a senior and he's done.
He is
He's
what
a
we
normal
like.
boy. Um, my thought on the NCAA tournament before we get into music. So there was almost a 16 over 1 seed.
Yeah.
upset. Siena gave Duke all they possibly could with until they're five. They only played five guys the whole game. I'm like, coach, listen, you know how I feel about coaches. There's not one other dude on your team that couldn't have came in. I understand five. No, no, I understand. I'm not saying out five dudes on your bench. That's not how. Like even when you get to the NBA, like once the playoffs are coming, you're playing seven guys. No one else is playing. Like you got seven guys. You don't have two other people on your roster that you could have thrown in the game for a minute. Like there are TV timeouts in basketball. So like if you put somebody in for a minute at the right time, that's like a 4 minute break. And you never can get these dudes off the floor. Like, what are you like? You just watch them just run out of gas as they're playing a bunch of McDonald's All Americans.
Yeah.
Like they just ran out of gas. But my main reason I'm bringing this up is I did not feel good about this while I was watching it because I want Duke to play into the second weekend. Like when this happened to Virginia and Purdue, got to tell you guys, Virginia and Purdue don't play the most exciting brand of basketball. I don't think anyone for them to be out 16-1, I think people were like, "Oh man, that's crazy. My bracket's busted." But it's like, don't really miss Purdue or Virginia. Would have been sad if Duke was not there the second weekend. Gonna be honest with you. So like the 16-1 thing, we gotta, March Madness committee. Let's figure out these seeding things. Siena looked like they were like way too good to be a 16 seed playing against somebody that we actually want to be at the second weekend. So you guys got to figure that out.
I was encouraged by it because I really thought after the way last year's tournament went with it being all like top seeds in the Final Four, I was worried that like because of NIL and like these paying the rosters and stuff that like we're moving like the Cinderella opportunities out of the discussion. You know what I mean? Because like the balance of talent, like you said, the Steph Currys aren't going to last at Davidson for very long in this era of college basketball. So the first couple of days, I was very encouraged by the amount of close games and some of the upsets that we got. Because if we lose that in college basketball,
it's tough.
Then we don't got a lot left.
Yeah, it's tough. I like that the talent is more spread around because of NIL, where it's like, okay, I could go play at this school for this much money, but then this school's paying me way too much money. So I got to go there. Like the dude from BYU, AJ DeBanza, like he's at BYU because they paid him a shit ton of money to go there. That's why he's not at one of the schools that we all expected him to be at. Mm-hmm. So, but it's cool to see the talent spread around because of NIL, which I think which gives the Cinderellas more of a chance. You're not going to have everyone packed at like 5 or 6 schools. I think you're always going to have, as long as somebody has a big donor, that's what you're going to do. That's why Pitt's waiting for you to make some more money, Chris. So like you can start being a big donor for their basketball program.
Somehow we have like the number 7 recruiting class in the country right now. So somebody I think is stepping up and saying like,
let's hope
enough is enough. Because I was watching Jamie Dixon.
Oh, dude, I know.
I was just thinking about the good old days.
I know. Oh, wait. He doesn't wear suits anymore. I freaking hate that.
None of them do.
I was so angry watching him yesterday because I was like, oh, dude, Jamie Dixon. Like, shouts to him. Went back to it because that's where he went to school, right? He like played at TCU or whatever. That's like his whole, he went there, his sister went there, all that stuff. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. Because I remember when all that was going on, I was like, that's pretty cool. He's doing that. And then, and I didn't even know he was still the coach for TCU because it's been so long, right? And seeing him on the sideline, I was like, wait, he's not wearing a suit. I want coaches back in suits. And I definitely want Jamie Dixon back in a suit. Like, to me, he's just known for wearing suits. Like, and we're opening the Pitt program whenever we were covering Pitt, and it's like he had the suit. He was like, oh, yeah, get your suits. Jamie Dixon styled by blah, blah, blah on Market Street.
Yeah.
Jamie Dixon suits. And I'm like, yeah, he should be wearing a suit. I was angry to watch him just wear, like, a pullover yesterday. Like,
I know. He got teed up in the game yesterday, and that was what I actually kind of noticed it too. I was like, he looks a lot grayer, and then also he's not wearing a suit, so like this is making him look old. Like,
yeah, no, suit, Jamie Dixon, suit. Bring them back.
Yourself. Yeah,
coaches need to wear suits. I want coaches back in suits.
It's only if you want coaches in suits, your last chance is watch hockey because it
That's
doesn't
it.
happen anywhere else.
And of all the sports, why do they
Why?
wear suits? Of all the sports, it's
Yeah,
like, why do baseball managers wear the uniform? Why are you're behind glass and it's cold? If if a hockey coach had on a hoodie, I would not care. It
I
would
know.
make more sense to me.
Uh-huh.
Like, what are we doing?
Doesn't make any sense.
None. It'll be like 100 degrees in Los Angeles, and like their manager will have a freaking sweatshirt on. And I'm like, what are we doing? You got freaking God, man. You look at hockey, everybody's just tied, tight. Everything's right. Like, what? People
Maybe
are fighting out there.
maybe that's why Dan likes PJ Fleck so much because he wears a tie on the sideline.
God, Dan really just loves the winners, man. PJ Fleck, dork. Anyways, let's get into music. Chris, you got up what you're listening to?
Yeah, my first one, for no particular reason, I just have been going back and listening to this band called In Balance, in balance. They sound a lot like the Story so far, which is one of my favorite bands. So that's kind of why I like In Balance. But I put their song Vertigo on our playlist this week. If you need energy, this band has got you. That's why I like them so much.
Nice. My guy Luke Combs just put out a new album. Too many songs, by the way. 22 songs, 73 minutes. Luke, you've got two kids of your own. Target Run and Done albums, my guy. I'm sick of anybody who's a parent that puts out albums too long. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I haven't gotten through it all because it's 22 fucking songs, but I will give you a nice little taste here. Alcohol of Fame. Alcohol of Fame is a great song. I think this is going to be a song that in the summer is going to get a lot of burn. It reminds me of When It Rains, It Pours, which is Luke Combs' like first hit, and I don't know, it's just very well written. It's funny, it's punchy, it's great. So Alcohol of Fame by Luke Combs. Check it out.
Dan's not going to be too happy with that one.
He's not. This is not. No, Dan is not going to like this song. But
Luke
I do.
Combs, man, he keeps on going on podcasts talking about how he very much wants to like work on his weight, work on his health. And then people are asking like, so how's that gone? He's like, just continuing to write drinking songs. He's just, I saw one the other day where they were like, how have you worked on your relationship with alcohol? He's like, I haven't. It's gotta be hard when you're in the country music scene to do that though.
Yeah,
Because I mean, half your album has to be about drinking songs.
dude, it was fascinating listening to him talk about because I listened to the New York Times podcast and they did like it's an hour-long interview with Luke Combs and he was talking about how when he's at home he doesn't when he's like when I'm at home like by myself like I don't drink but like when we're in the studio I'm drinking
Mm.
and he's like and then like it was interesting hearing about how much he was like I drink like I'll have like a drink before the show and I have two drinks during the show. And I found that to be fascinating because I was like, oh, okay. Because I always think when I see people drinking during the show, I always think like, hey, and it's like a sip and then they just like hand it over. I don't actually think of them actually having a real drink during the show. I always think that's like a funny thing for show because everybody else is drinking. It's like, oh, yeah, whatever. So found it to be interesting that you drink during the show. So,
Well, he had
yeah,
a phase there where he was shotgunning a beer during his set at one point.
yeah,
And yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I've in my music days, I've performed without alcohol, I've performed with alcohol, I've performed drunk. And there's definitely a difference between those three things. So.
Well, anyways, shouts to Luke Combs.
Yeah, shout out. My next one is again Super Sometimes. I talked about them last week because they put out a new song. They got an album coming out in May, so I've just kind of been like binging all of their older stuff. And my favorite song of theirs is called Spork, and so I'm gonna put it back on the playlist.
Nice. Ty Dolla Sign put out an EP, and here's a song called "Bad Bitch Alert." And it's just Ty Dolla Sign, and it's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And yeah, and it's just really good R&B song. "Bad Bitch Alert." Ty Dolla Sign. Check it out.
Like it. My last one is I have not listened to this yet. But it's from a band called Sucker Punch, which is like a very party punk band that I enjoy. They put out a song called Standing Ovation, so I'm looking forward to listening to it for the first time on the Sounds of Brunch playlist.
Nice. Well, I put this band's EP on the playlist in I think November or maybe it was October, something like that in the fall. And their name is What More. And I remember when I put them on the playlist, I was like, they put out this EP, and I was like, I don't think these guys know what they're doing yet, but I like that they're almost getting there. Well, now they're on all these lists of like biggest acts of 20 to acts you need to know in 2026, and they put out a little two-song single, and I'm gonna put Still Loitering on the playlist because this is what I was like, I think they're gonna get there, and it feels like they're getting there, and I'm very excited about them. So get in early on What More. It is a collective. I think there's like six dudes in the band. It's like it's hip hop, R&B, like rock, pop. They're all over the place, and these guys are great. So Still Loitering, I'm putting on the playlist. What More? Check them out.
Nice.
And that is what we're listening to. Dan will have some songs I know he'll add to the playlist, and we've got our songs, and you can check them all out on Spotify, exclusively on Spotify. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play The Sounds of Brunch. Christopher Gates, any final thoughts on the
Yeah,
brunch breakdown?
I think I'm landing on in 2 years, whoever is the best kick and or punt returner in the NFL, that guy
Okay.
goes on Team USA flag because that guy is probably already a role player, but probably
Mm,
fast as shit and can catch. And there's your NFL tie-in.
I like that. And if we could get Robbie Avila at quarterback for Team USA, I feel like that would be perfect.
He's throwing behind the back
Just
passes.
that would be awesome. And that's the brunch breakdown. We're out.